Welcome to the Steelers chat. I'm supposed to have a little bit more energy, but I don't have it. I ain't gonna lie to y'all today. I don't have it. And the Pittsburgh Steelers are probably why I don't have it. But look, what it is what it is. As someone that has been here through a lot of different ups and downs of this team, it's just another one of those situations where the Pittsburgh Steelers come up short. They have a lot of issues on both sides of the ball now. And quite frankly, I do not care. I do not care about some of the small things that are turning into big things, whether it's by the fans, by the media. The bottom line, this team offensively doesn't have an identity, doesn't have a way to score 21 points. And we'll talk about that because I feel like I say it every week. I know I say it every week. You know why I say it every week? Because it's a problem every single week. They have a problem with getting the 21 points. And, defensively, there's a whole bucket now of open issues that the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to be dealing with. So we'll talk about the game last week, and I'll be quite frank and upfront and honest with you. I only watched the first half of that game. I saw bits and pieces of the second half, and I was supposed to watch it back, but I just didn't have it in my spirit. I didn't have the capacity to endure what I knew was going to be a scoreless second half of a football game. So I didn't watch it, but I have plenty of people that are ready to talk about what the Pittsburgh Steelers did and did not do in that second half. We're going to talk about this matchup against the Bengals. We're going to talk about Mason Rudolph. We're going to talk about Damonte Kazee. We're going to talk about the injuries to Minkah Fitzpatrick and the secondary that can't stop nothing right now. Okay? And so with that being said, let's get started with the show. I'm going to bring everybody onto the stage. We got Jeremy, we got Kev, we got Dane. What up, y'all? How y'all doing? This is our last show before the holidays. So if you do in any capacity celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas, y'all.
Happy holidays, everybody. Happy Kwanzaa.
Yes, Merry Christmas, and Kwanzaa is right after Christmas. So happy holidays. Right. What up, everybody on live? I see y'all. We should be on Instagram live as well. So if you're on the D-Love Sports page, hi. Let me know if you're on D-Love Sports page. Please let me know so I can make sure that it's locked and loaded. Okay. All right. What's up, y'all? Okay. Again, I told y'all heard me say I did not watch the second half of the Pittsburgh Steelers Colts game. I was busy and I wanted to make sure I didn't feel like it was fair for me to have the attitude I was probably gonna have in the environment that I had it with my friends, because I was supposed to be in a good, joyous mood, and I didn't want to ruin that for my friends. So I decided to remove myself. So I'll start with Jeremy and then Kev, and I'm gonna go to you last, Dame, because you actually predicted for the Pittsburgh Steelers to lose this game. So I'm gonna give you the moment at the end of this. So go ahead, Jeremy.
Yeah, man. Just starting out to this game, man. I think we did pretty good starting off offensively. I think the first drive went 3 and out, but then the second drive we came with the Mitch fumble touchdown. Najee picked it up and he scored, even though they bring it back and said that Mitch crossed the plane, so he got it anyway. Right after that, I think we got the special teams pump block, which I think
not the little one.
Which I think Nick Herbert got cheated on. I think he got that touchdown. By the time he gathered the ball, I think he was in the end zone. They wound up not giving it to him, shorting him on that. But thank God Mitch came through and got us to the touchdown. So those were two scores right there. I think pretty much after that, the ball went rolling downhill, man. We couldn't stop anything. Gardner Minshew came down the field and was torching us up. I think on that first drive, he came down after we scored that second touchdown. He came down for 70 yards. Do y'all count yards that you get penalties on?
I mean, you should. They got 101 of them.
Yeah. So I mean, for that matter, he came down and threw for 89 yards on that next drive. Torched us for a touchdown. So we couldn't stop anything with that. I think the drive after that's where Mitch threw that bad interception. Well, it wasn't a bad interception, but he threw
Is this the first one?
This is the first one. This was the first. Okay. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
Yeah, I think
after
we
reviewing the
briefly had the conversation about it. I don't know if we did or not, but
no.
the first interception, I do not put on Mitch.
Yeah,
Because
after
that was
reviewing
to
the
me a
play, that was
50-50
GP.
ball.
Yeah, that
That
was
was a
GP.
50-50 ball.
Yeah.
And even if it wasn't a 50-50 ball, it could have been a 75-25 ball to me, and GP should have came down with that ball.
GP had position, and he should have came
Yes,
in with that ball.
he could have timed that better, and that could have been his ball because we didn't see Ben Roethlisberger do that plenty of times with an AB. So sorry to cut you off, Jeremy. I'll let you
No,
go.
you good. You good. But yeah, that was the first mishap that we had offensively. So can't really, like I said, totally blame that on Mr. Trubisky, but it happened. So I think after that, we just had a lot of offensive inconsistencies with Mr. Trubisky not being able to get the ball to certain players. In one particular drive, he missed Pat Fry move wide open across the middle for an easy third down conversion that we missed on that. We couldn't run the ball very well at all. And we had a few runs here and there. Najee Harris had a few runs. Jalen Warren had a few runs, but other than that, we couldn't get consistently through the line and past it. So again, like I said, defensively, after that, we just couldn't stop anything. I mean, they ran all over us the second half, but they did get the Indianapolis did get some good runs on us the first half. But first half was more so Gardner Minshew just torching us, man. Like I said, after that first drive, he came down again, and torched us for another 50-some yards on only on 2 completions. So, I mean, we can't really do anything like that. And I think on that drive, that was the drive where JPJ had that pass interference. They gave him that was like 25, 26 yards, something like that.
Once a game. At least one
Yeah,
game.
yeah, to put him right in the red zone. So, I mean, after that, it was pretty much curtains after that. Going into, like I said, the second half, which you didn't watch. I mean, I started not to watch it, but I was like, man, let me go ahead on and at least try to make sure I got everything that I need to have. But first possession, man, Najee Harris fumbled the ball. You can't do that coming out the half. And I mean, not only did you fumble the ball on the first play, but then you fumbled it in the Indianapolis red zone. It took one play for them to get the ball and Gardner Minshew to throw it to Ali Cox to score that touchdown. So it was kind of like I said, it was just once that ball started rolling downhill, that was it. I think after that, we got a little bit cooking offensively with GP and Deontay Johnson, but like I said, no consistency. After that, that's when Indianapolis started to do their run thing. I think the drive after we had to punt, they ran the ball 13 straight times and couldn't stop anything. And I mean that it didn't get a touchdown off of that, but it led to points. I think the drive after that was the GP interception. I mean, was the Trubisky interception again, where he threw it over GP head, and that one was Trubisky's fault. Like I said, after watching that, you had to see how he didn't set his feet, how he overthrew the pass. It was an easy, wide open pass. And I mean, I'm only saying that from the standpoint of you being an NFL quarterback. With that being said, he overthrew the pass. It was an interception. And I mean, pretty much after that, it was garbage time with Mason Rudolph. I mean, no consistency, like I said, with the run game, 3 outs. And I think after that, it was we couldn't get anything going. So Indianapolis kicked a couple field goals and packed us on up and sent us back to Pittsburgh.
Well, that's his summary of it. He kind of broke it down from quarter to quarter to quarter. How did you feel about the game on Saturday, Kev?
I'm gonna keep it short. I like J Rock's breakdown of that. You feel me? It was dope. I ain't gonna hold you. I didn't retain a lot of that game just because like I'm like, yo, son, like the Steelers didn't play with the energy that I wanted them to play with. You can tell that the Colts wanted that game. Like they wanted that game. The Pittsburgh Steelers was more so like, I don't want to lose this game. And they got to a certain point where injuries, we don't talk about Cam Hayward got knocked out the game, the concussion and all that. And when he's not in there helping to stop the run, it's over. A lot of milk, and Leal can't fill those shoes, unfortunately. And you only got Ellen and Roberts. You feel me? Atlanta Roberts back there. We short there. Our secondary just seem like they're not on the same page at all. Um, and then our offensive line just gets no push. Like we didn't play like the guys didn't play like they wanted the game. It was more so like I hope we don't do bad this game, and that's what we saw on the field.
Mm, 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 mm. Well, Dane, you were, I think, the only one that predicted the Steelers would go in here and lose. Think we wanted to hold out hope for this team. Tomlin's history against the Colts has been pretty good, but you said the Steelers were going to go in there and they were going to lose. So I would love to hear your takeaways from Saturday's game.
So I actually thought I was going to be wrong when the game started.
Yeah, right. You're like, oh, okay, they got some offense.
I always complained about the team starting off slow. Always have to come back in the second half, and so they finally start off fast. But then after 13, I think it was 13-0, they came back and scored. And it's like as soon as the team hits adversity, the switch was just turned off. Like everybody's sulking. I was watching too. I was attentive to what was going on the sidelines or on the field. They weren't ready to play. Soon as adversity happened, that was it. And I'm not gonna go back to the coach. That's for me. That's ingrained in my head at this point. It's done for me, because you just see all of the turmoil with receivers. The vets talking about whomever. They're not ready to play. They're arguing. He's not listening to the coach. It's time. It's time. And that game kind of proved that it's time to move on. It's time to move on.
So Dane is set in stone on it's time to move on
set.
for Coach Tomlin. He's set on it. He's not moving. He's not pivoting. Or nothing can change Dane's mind.
But
okay, like that's where Dane stands on that. And
they showed me
I don't
no
know
heart.
if there's anybody that immediately agrees. I'm sure there's people watching. We got a nice chunk of people watching today that actually might be agreeing with Dane that it's time to move on, Coach Tomlin. I'm not in that boat.
I'm not in that
man, I can't. If I said it, I'd be lying, because I still feel like even what season was it without Bill Belichick? Is this season 3 or 4 without Tom Brady?
I think it's 3. No, maybe 4 now.
Okay, so this is season number 2 without Ben Roethlisberger. This is season number 1 of having the quarterback that you drafted to lead this team, starting week 1. This is still, and it's also season 0 of him having, and it's still to be determined if he has a losing season. So I'm not in that. I'm not there, and I do agree with Santiago here that he is the absolute problem. There's so many issues on this team, and I understand he is the head. He's the head of the beast, but you take the head of the beast out, none of these problems go away. None of them go away.
I agree.
Shout out to Santiago. He cooking in the comments though.
Yeah, he is there. So there's so many layers to this, and I even saw it in camp. I wanted us to bring in a center. I didn't feel like our secondary was as strong as it could be. I know we are missing Corey Trice as a rookie. There were other. The one group I was unsure of, and they came out to prove me so wrong, and I was so happy. But guess what? Decimated the linebacker group. decimated this season. They came out and proved me so wrong in camp. I was like, I don't know, and they showed me in preseason. I saw a little bit of camp. I was like, okay, maybe they'll be okay, but I had a little bit of question mark. But them boys was bad. That linebacker group from Quan, Cole, even the Landon, who didn't get a whole lot of play in the beginning of the season, they proved me wrong. Unfortunately, injuries just got to them and just tore that group apart. But secondary has always been a concern, and it's still a very much concern. It's still something that they've been struggling to fix. Because number 38, struggling out here. Number 38, what's his name? Walker? I don't know. He's struggling. He's struggling. So we kind of went over a little bit of that game. Again, like I said, I didn't see it, so I love everybody's recap here. I saw Mason got a little bit of a time. Jack does agree with you, Dane. So you got somebody over here agreeing with you. I don't want you to think you in here.
I don't like the word Jack used though. Like I don't listen to anybody that use that M word. It don't make no sense to me.
To be mediocre, it don't make no sense to me is not having winning seasons. I know it's
not even winning 3-4 games. You top 5 every year.
Is mediocre to this fan base because you're used to having winning seasons. Everybody in the NFL ain't used to having being over 500. So mediocre is different for this fan base. Let's be honest though. Be honest, Dane.
Standard is a standard. That's all I hear.
Be honest. Mediocre.
Look, I will respect anybody that say they don't want Mike Tomlin there.
Then you go to Carolina and what's mediocre in Carolina? You go down what's mediocre in Washington?
Carolina's just terrible. They're not even mediocre.
Yeah, but I wanted to ask you, Dane. So I'm not sure who, even if all right, so let's say you were GM, if you had to swap out head coaches like that, who would you pick and how would you structure that up? Because the whole thing about what I'm apprehensive about doing that is because once you like D said, once you cut the head off, you're gonna have to everything else tumbles down after that. So I mean, like from getting rid of the head coach, you had to get new coordinators, you had to get new staff, you had to get the players to buy into the coaches. You had to get a new culture. You had to get a new play style. Everything has to be revamped. And I mean, to try to do all that in 3 months, 4 months. By the time the season ends, the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Steelers season will end when regular season ends. But to try to have all that done and glued together, gelled together by the time the next season starts, that don't look too good. And I just don't see that happening. So I was just trying to see what your plan of course of action is, because I heard about that. I heard somebody else say that earlier, that they would like to get rid of Tomlin, and I kind of felt the same way. Like, I don't think that's a good idea.
Look, Jack, I don't know who Jack is. Hey, yo, don't comment no more unless you're pulling up, because you're not making sense. You're not making sense, yo.
Well, so I
you can't even go 8-8 no more.
I looked at the 10-year span of playoff wins, and let me tell you, if it wasn't for the Bengals push to the Super Bowl, and we know how many games you have to win, playoff games you have to win to make it to the Super Bowl. They're right down. They're behind us in playoff wins. The Ravens are at 2. We're at 3 in the last 10 years. The Bengals are on the bubble because they're pushed to the actual Super Bowl, right? So if you look at the AFC North, there's only one team above us in playoff wins in the last 10 years. That's all.
And that makes you feel good?
No, what I'm saying is people talk about, we had. Understand there ain't that many teams that have a significant amount of playoff wins. You got the Kansas City Chiefs, you got the Patriots for the last 10 years, over the last 10 years, the Seattle Seahawks, I guess Tampa Bay's in the mix because of the run they had to the Super Bowl. Like, these are teams that went the 49ers. Green Bay might be in there, but they ain't been to the Super Bowl to the last time they played us in the Super Bowl. So, it's like, okay, unless you get into the actual Super Bowl play, a lot of teams ain't getting a bunch of playoff wins either. So,
we're not comparing ourselves to those. We're the
You
Pittsburgh,
are.
right?
When you
You
say
are.
words like mediocre,
are.
yo, like Jack,
You
Jack,
are.
when you say words
You
like
you
mediocre,
wanna
you're
you get
talking
to,
about them. You're not talking
yeah,
about us.
you get to
We're
move the
average
goalposts when
teams
it's
right now.
convenient to me. I
I'd
feel
rather
like
rather
fans
say
get to
average.
move
So
what
I'm gonna
what is
answer
allowed and
my
what
man's
you compare
question.
yourself to when you try to prove your point. And if the standard is, bruh, we're not out here getting top 10 picks in the draft because we're not out here having losing seasons. Do we need to play better? Absolutely. And I understand that you may want change and
But we would say that every year we need to play better. Like how much longer are we gonna keep doing that?
Every team
Like
can
when,
play better, even the Super
yeah,
Bowl
every
winners.
team could play better.
I'm
Look at the
just saying,
Kansas City Chiefs.
what's it going to
Even the Baltimore Ravens, which I think is the best team right now in the AFC, could still play better. They ain't playing their best ball right now. They
What's
should be
it gonna
putting up
take?
30 plus points every single week to me with the caliber of talent they have in their team. They not playing their best ball to me.
So I
I'm
guess my
saying
question is, what's
if
it going
the
to
Steelers
take?
is mediocre, teams wouldn't treat the Pittsburgh Steelers like they Super Bowl. I'm just saying.
What's it going to take
But go ahead though.
for Tomlin to be out of here for y'all? That's my question.
I mean,
We have to do worse. I always said I want to give Mike Tomlin 4 years after Big Ben just to see how things go. Right now, he still can finish with a better record this year than last year, right? So let's say that happens. The next year, can make a playoff win and still going forward. You feel me? But it's like, yo, y'all acting like not you. I kind of like your you're hating on Tomlin and stuff. It's people like Jack in them, right? It's people like Jack that say the anti-Tomlin script. You see this everywhere. You know, I'm trying not to curse, but you see this everywhere on every platform. It's the same things. It's like, yo, I don't even know if you watch the games. I don't know if you watch the other teams around the league. We're not at the bottom when it comes to the standings, man. Yeah, the standard is the standard, but it's like, come on, G's. Like, yo, how many Super Bowls we had? And the most that a team has is 6. Come on, man. Come on. No one wins Super Bowls on the regular.
I'm listening to Ryan Clark. I don't know if y'all heard what Ryan Clark said, right? Tomlin has to change who he is in the locker room.
I agree on that.
He's not reaching these young kids, right? But can Tomlin do that? That's the question.
Look, he can't do that because here's a good example. A good example is Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll, like 85 years old. He can relate to them young kids in there because he allowed himself to. Mike Tomlin can. He is just hitting them that, yo, maybe he's an old head now. Whereas it's like, all right, I'm going to have to switch it up. You feel me? We have to give him that time. You can see it in his press conferences as of late. Like he's kind of like realizing, yo, I have to change how I do business around here because I can't rely on old vets because we ain't got them no more.
But he might not
get
time, though.
So from the outside, looking in, it looked like Tomlin relates a little too much to the players, and where though he's maybe not as hands-on as maybe the coordinators or the other coaches are. The other coaches look at Tomlin because he has the juice. But when it comes to the coaches, the players don't look at the defensive coaches and the wide receiver coaches and the quarterback coaches like they are that coach that they're supposed to look up to. So once they don't respect, it's almost like a respect thing. It's like Cam Hayward was saying, it's a culture. Once you don't respect that culture, you're not going to follow the suit of how it is as far as like the standard being a standard. I think beforehand you had those coaches where though the players feared the quarterback coach and they feared the wide receiver coach. They made them feel that. And then at the end of the day, when you didn't respect that coach, then you had to answer to Bill Cowher. Then you had to answer to, those type of the head coach, even early Tomlin, you had to answer to him. Because I think, when he first came in, he was no nonsense. But I think now his approach is so lackadaisical, and the coaches, the individual coaches to those positions, they don't have that grip on the team like they should.
He's still coaching like he has a bunch of vets on his team. He doesn't have that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Offensively,
and he has to adjust to that.
So when he's going to do it?
And I think he can adjust to that. His son is in college. He can adjust to that. Just give it this year is the first year I see Mike Tomlin like, yo, maybe like his press conferences scream, I have to change how I do things. He say a whole lot of stuff, right? And I'm not going to bring in that example. He say a whole lot of stuff, but if you listen and you understand certain things, you can really like pick what he's really saying. You feel me? Like you can really pick through that and be like, oh, okay, I know where he's going. Okay, all right, I know where he's going. But he say a lot of stuff just to give the media whatever.
He does this. That's what he does.
That's for us,
real quick.
That's for us,
Dan.
But you gotta think.
Real quick, Dan. Can you respond to my question when I was asking you about the
down this week? If he sets Pickens down this weekend, that's going to show me he has changed.
All right, real quick, Dan. Can you respond to the question I asked you about the like your plan of action?
I would get rid of the whole entire coaching staff. I will look at Greasy from the 49ers.
Brian Greasy.
I will let him. That's right. I will let him bring in his guys.
So you want someone from the Kyle Shanahan tree?
That's absolutely what
surviving Kyle Shanahan.
We cannot keep up with the offense we have right here. We can't keep up with those people.
And I don't listen. I totally agree. I've said it over and over again. 21 points is a problem. However, you need to bring in an offensive genius.
Well, let's do it.
Really do.
Why haven't they done it? What is they waiting for?
I don't know. I don't have that answer. However,
offensive geniuses. Offensive geniuses.
Jack, I told you stop commenting, Jack.
Right. Yeah.
So you got those people out there like
they didn't try.
The reality is there are J-Rocks, there are Days, and there are Kevs out there in the world as fans. I feel like we all represent a version of Steelers fans. So I love this. I love that we're in the paint with this. But I said this, and I've said it on Spaces on Twitter. I've said it privately to people, and now it's like a big thing on the internet now because I think Marcus Spears said something about it, about bringing in an Eric Bieniemy if Eric Bieniemy doesn't work out in Washington. I've said these things, and to me, you need someone that is really extremely tough and is not going to take any stuff from these guys. Is going to put these guys in their places. And people see that as a threat to Tomlin, and I'm like, no, and stop thinking that you don't think these guys know each other and they don't have relationships with each other behind the scenes. I would love for Eric Bieniemy to come in here. Would the Steelers be able to afford Eric Bieniemy? I don't know. Maybe.
See, that's another thing. That's what do you mean afford? That's another thing. And to me, I'm getting past Tomlin now. To me,
no, listen, I'm not talking about cap space, right? I'm really talking about how the Pittsburgh Steelers pay people.
And that's what I'm talking about. I'm getting past Tomlin now. I think we need to start with
yeah. Go to the people that hold the purse strings.
Look, we all know Art is not Dan.
He's not.
We know Art is not Dan. We have ain't nothing changing. The Rooney name is still gonna be on the Steelers, but Art is not Dan. Once you accept that, you can go ahead and and stop blaming Tomlin for some of these things.
That's going to hold us back. We're not going to keep up with the Miamis or the 49ers because of this owner, because he's too cheap. We could have Flores and Bieniemy as a DC and the OC.
We had Flores. Flores wanted.
So why we let him go?
Hold on, man.
That's the same thing I was talking about.
Why we let him go?
With what D was talking about with Eric Bieniemy. Eric Bieniemy is going to want his coach.
No, they wanted to sign Terrell Austin because they didn't want to hurt.
No, they didn't want to sign. They already gave him the job. Like, what are we doing? Let me just say my piece one time for this Brian Flores thing. This was a guy that was outside of this league. Brian Flores was literally hands off to almost everybody in this league. You don't sue the NFL and think people just gonna be like, come here, Brian Flores, come over here. I got this starting. I got this DC position for you. They said, you know what? He called Mike Tomlin and was like, yo, bro, I need some help. Man. And Mike Tomlin says, you know what? Let me see what I could do. He was able to get him a role. They created a space for him, assisted something. They created a title for this man.
But I can tell you right now, senior defensive assistant.
Yeah, they created that. That don't exist. They created a role for him.
Yeah, because he was going to get blackballed.
And he was able to get back in this league and get a DC title. If you think for 1 second that they were gonna fire TA after
Why
his
not?
first year at the
Why not?
job
Why not?
for Brian Flores, a guy who one is suing the NFL in the midst of suing the NFL, fired TA to hire him as a DC. You're crazy. That's not how they
who's
operate,
better?
and
Who's better?
they don't operate in that capacity. And you're
Who's
crazy
better?
for thinking that that was a solution to a problem that you've created in your mind.
Who's better, TA or Flores?
It don't matter. I can't say.
Can we answer
No,
that?
I love. Don't get me wrong. I love what Brian Flores is
man,
doing.
I
I
give
mean,
you what you
overall
want.
track
Flores.
record, you gonna go with
Easy.
Flores.
Easy.
Yeah, I
I'll
love
give
what
you what you
This
want.
is where the
Flores
ownership
in
comes in.
Minnesota.
This is where the ownership comes in. They need to get out of their way. If they want to win games, they need to get out of their way and start paying these people. Forget about this is business. This is business. Forget about Austin. Okay? Flores is
You
better.
really think they were going to
Get him
fire
in here.
Austin and put in
Yeah, why not?
Brian
Why not?
Flores after a year?
Why not?
The Steelers?
Why?
Like you
I
really got to
understand
know.
it's
It's
the
like
Steelers.
know your opponent. Like know
But
what
I
you're dealing
understand it's
with.
the Steelers. That's the point. They get in their way now. They're too old-fashioned with how they make decisions. That's my point.
I agree.
I think they
Time for
see what you're
ownership.
talking about.
It's time for new ownership. That's the problem.
Look, they see what you're talking about. That's the reason why Matt Canada got fired. They're seeing these things this year. They're seeing these things this year, man. All I'm saying is I said I was going to give Tomlin 4 years post Ben just to see where we at.
I
You feel
respect
me?
that. I respect
This
that.
is year 2,
Yeah.
man. And to me, I can name after Peyton Manning left, they went 1 and whatever to get Andrew Luck.
Right.
Tom Brady. We know where the Patriots is going. You know, I can keep naming guys like Hall of Fame guys. We have it's not like an Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers situation where someone's is right there.
Right.
We had Big Ben, and think about this. I love Big Ben. Big Ben is my favorite football player. Like, well, let me not do that. But he's definitely my favorite quarterback ever. You feel me? But it's like we know the last 5 years of Ben wasn't too good. It wasn't good for the future. It was more so good of, all right, let Ben just ride this out. He deserves it. You feel me? So like that type of situation would kill a franchise. But guess
They
what?
screwed that up.
We didn't die. The franchise didn't die. You
But they
feel
didn't
me?
plan for
We're
it either.
still
They didn't have
building
no
up.
plan either.
You know what I mean?
They didn't have no plan either, though, did they? Did they
Look, they didn't have a plan. That's why
Yeah,
the plan was we're gonna.
and that's why every time he went down, we got scared because we had people like,
Right, we were
you
literally
know,
like, "Oh my God, Ben's
this
hurt.
and we
What are
like-
we gonna do?" And we're in that situation today, right? We're in
No
that
plan.
situation today,
No
and that to
plan.
me talks to the GM. You don't have a solid backup plan. There is like the quarterback room to me stinks. You see these backup quarterbacks going out there and winning games. We've seen Drew, Drew Lock up in Seattle, and he might cook
Shout out
us
to Drew
the
Lock,
week
man.
the next week.
Yeah.
Going out there and getting it done as a backup. And I don't
Shout
care
out to
who's
Drew Lock.
the
He one of the
quarterback for the
guys.
Pittsburgh Steelers. I
But-
want you to
but-
win the football game.
We know who the problem was, though, right? So it took a year and a half. It took almost the end of the season to make a change when you knew what the problem was.
It's
What
not.
are you waiting
I mean,
for?
no. Like, listen. But here's the thing. Are you talking about Matt Canada? Let me make sure.
I know you love him.
It's not that I love him. But what
Well,
I'm
you know what I
telling you
mean.
is you
You're
remove
supporting
the man, but the residue is still the same. So
Right.
that was my problem with
Yeah, you can't
removing
change
him,
the
or what
offense,
I
man.
didn't see a significant other than whatever may be going on in the locker room. The playbooks is not much different. Right? The residue of Matt Canada is still there. If these guys have not come up with ways to execute, and half the time it's not even, sometimes it's the play calling, sometimes it's the execution, and in all of it, it relies on the Pittsburgh Steelers as a unit.
I
Okay.
understand.
They're not doing
Hey,
what they're
Randy.
supposed to do when they get on that
He
field.
should have
They're getting
never
sorry
started
penalties.
the season.
They're not, they
Hey,
don't
Randy.
know the lineup. And so if
No.
getting rid of Matt Canada at the week that he got rid of Matt Canada, you thought that was going to solve all your problems, you were
No.
wrong, because this team could not execute in week 1, in week 2, in week 3, in week 4, and then you saw it in week 15 and 14 and 13. They could not execute and get over 21 points.
I get it. I get it. And I wasn't expecting to solve the problem. I was expecting them to attempt to do something that was so obvious Do something. Why wait till almost the end of the season? Why? You might as well just wait to finish the season then. You might as well
That's at that moment. That's when the Pittsburgh Steelers franchise said we have to change certain things.
Woo! Wait.
Hey, we all
like
wanted Matt.
I feel like
Both of us wanted Matt Canada
for waiting
gone.
this long and doing it. But go ahead, Kev. Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Most of us wanted Matt Canada going in the off season. You feel me? Most of us wanted him going, but no one wanted him going when we saw that preseason.
You know what?
Like,
I was one of them.
I wanted him going the year he came in with that last year with Ben.
I thought he turned.
Look. Y'all know what I'm talking about. All right.
Yeah.
Y'all know what I'm talking about, man.
But I mean, they look good, but we knew last year that Matt Canada wasn't the reason why Kenny Pickett looked as good as he was. Kenny Pickett looked as good as he did because Kenny Pickett made those plays and not those calls from Matt Canada.
But basically, as far as the offense, it was a wash as soon as we got the week. We could have fired him week 1 and still be like stuck with what we're doing now. You feel me? Like this wasn't done. Like Matt Canada's playbook is still only 11 plays.
I ain't gonna hold you. I feel like we would have had another. We would have had another win if Matt Canada was still there. I truly, in my heart of hearts, believe it. I really do. I'm not. I feel like we would have an additional win in the win column if Matt Canada was still there. You could shoot me. You could tell me I'm wrong. You could tell me I'm lying. I do.
I don't know. I think that's.
I don't think we would have.
Jack, you might as well follow me. Jack, follow me on whatever platform you're using. What is that? Follow me on there. I'm gonna fry you up. Because you talking crazy, my boy. You talking. Let me see a picture. Yeah, yo. Holler at me on there, man. Because what you saying on here is crazy.
What is he saying?
I'm about to say he must be sending shots or something because
he just saying the N word. You feel me? I'm not feeling that. Like, I'm not feeling that.
Say that.
No, not the N. I said M.
Oh, okay.
M as in Mary.
Yeah.
So
no Mason.
How about average?
I'll take it because we look average right now. Granted, the offense look trash. The offense looks trash. But I'll take average. You feel me? Like. I'll take average, but to say mediocre, it's like, yo, I don't even want to hear you talk no more. Because it's like, yo, dog, we still in the mix. What mediocre team is in the mix? We're not
mediocre right now. This is not mediocre. This is below mediocre.
That's below average.
I'm scared
below mediocre
the longer we wait,
shout out to Jack
miss out on the guys, the Shanahan tree. I'm scared. I'm scared of that. We keep waiting for Tomlin to turn the corner. And we're in quicksand right now.
This is the
he turned the corner, around the block, went up the street, down the street. He didn't do all the turning. He gonna do.
I'm over it. I'm not
right now. We ain't going nowhere. We're being left behind by everybody.
Shout out to everybody that was on Instagram Live. I can't figure it out. So I was trying to stream on Instagram Live, but I can hear it at the same time that I'm streaming it, and I can't fix that. So I don't know how to do that. So I apologize. Everybody that was on Instagram Live, I can't hear us here and Instagram at the same time. I just can't do it. So unfortunately, the Instagram Live got cut short. Moving on. So let's go to our guy, Damonte Kazee. He unfortunately got suspended for the remainder of the season for this hit on Pittman. Pittman in that game. Mind you, like I said, I saw the first half of that game. He was hitting hard from the get-go. Out the gate, he was hitting hard. I think he's been fined maybe 4 other times by the league, and it just came out today that his suspension is being upheld. And the only way he will be able to play is if the Steelers make the playoffs. How y'all feel about the suspension? I don't think it's fair, and I don't think that hit was illegal. I don't think it was a hard hit, and he was hitting hard from the beginning of this game. Like he was consistently hitting hard. So if it was a problem when he hit the guy in the first quarter, then throw the flag and say this is a warning, right? If that's what you're flagging him for. The hit wasn't illegal. It was a hard hit. It was unfortunate that man got hurt. And then Tom Brady comes out, which I'm shocked. I ain't gonna hold you. I was shocked about it. Tom Brady coming out and saying, hey, how about we talk about the quarterback that put his receiver in that position? And look, hey, nobody's really talking about that. It's all on the defender. And it is what it is. But I just wanted to get y'all's take on how you feel about it. But go ahead, Dane. I'll start with you.
Well, I mean, is he a defensive receiver or not? That's the question.
No.
If he's a defensive receiver, it's an illegal hit. But anyway, I love the hit. I it reminded me of Ryan Clark, right? I love the aggressiveness. I love them being mean. I love them being nasty. I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if he had previous problems, which we don't know about, and he
had 4, I believe it's 4 other fines the NFL fined him for hits.
I mean, then that's a problem. That's a problem. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's in the policy stating that, if you court a few times and you get caught again, you're going to get suspended. Is he a defensive receiver? That's the question. And he was defenseless.
Can I read two quotes for y'all real quick?
Yeah.
I got one from
You're right, we have information.
J-Rock came ready to play, okay? He said, let me tell you something real quick.
Rahman Fayed stated a few years ago, he said, we're called to do a job, and we cannot do that job at half speed. He said, you can't suspend players for trying to make a quality football play. And he said, as an offensive player, we as a defense cannot control how you react or respond in the heat of the battle. We have to react extremely fast, and sometimes that puts us in a very vulnerable position. Because now if I have to be mindful of where I hit you, I may not be productive. If I'm not productive, guess what? We're losing football games.
So, I feel like that puts a strain on your body. I feel like you trying to do weird things with your body in an effort to not cause harm to the other guy puts you at risk as a defender. And so it's almost like, that how they say when people that are drunk in car accidents, like when they get in cars, they're completely fine because like their bodies and muscles are loose and while the person they've impacted is like all jacked up because they tensed up their muscles. I just feel like it will do so much harm if defenders have to sit there and be like, they gonna jack themselves up. But it's unfortunate, and I appreciate you for having those quotes. How y'all feel about it?
The league is scared. They get really too cautious about everything. I don't know why they're so scared. Maybe it's the
Let me keep it tall, y'all. Let me keep it tall. And you said it at the end. I blame the old heads, man. The extra old heads. Y'all wanted some money because the NFL wasn't taking. Hold on, man. Hold up. Let me back up a little bit, man. Look, when I was in high school, right, my history teacher, he used to play in the NFL, right? He used to play with OJ. They were teammates. Little fun fact about him. You feel me? Y'all can find out his name when I say this. When OJ broke the single game record as far as rushing, they took him out and put my teacher in, and my teacher got $140. You feel me? So, I can look him up from there. I ain't going to put his name out there. You feel me? Because I don't know if he dead or not. I don't know. Whatever. I don't want to blow up his spot. But he used to tell me, because, I was skipping class and all that, whatever. I'll go to his class because he used to give me game about life. So I go in his class or whatever. And when we talking, he's like, yeah, man, we're going to get the NFL. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, yeah, me and a whole lot of the older guys, man, the NFL is not really taking care of the guys, Not saying it in his words, not mine. But, so it ended up leading up to the concussion situation. So I'm like, years later, I'm like, that's what he was talking about? You know what I mean? So the NFL's been like, yo, we just going to not, because we're not taking care of all those players that played before this. You know how many players it was? We're not taking care of them. We got to save money. We rather find the players money for these hits, change the rules, so we're going to get more money from these players, and we're going to change these rules because we want to also have more points in games, kind of messing up the game. I blame the old guys, man. I blame the 70s, the 60s, the 50s. I blame y'all.
Blame the organization, right? Because if you were taking care of the guys, like they should have been taken care of from the get-go, right? You didn't care about their well-being there. But then when there's medical evidence and medical facts that these guys are harming themselves in ways that are irreversible, irreversible, right? And that are
This is
causing
why I
them
didn't
to just
blame
be
my fault.
different
This is why I didn't
individuals.
blame the league. This is why I didn't blame the league. This
But
is
I
why I
have to blame
didn't
the league.
come at the league first.
You have to blame the league for not properly compensating someone for doing that for entertainment purposes. I am
This is
bringing
what
you
this
money.
is theirs
You,
though. The league.
but
This is the NFL stuff.
what I'm
Like they're
saying
not
is,
obligated to do anything.
but that's what
That's why I ain't
they
coming at
are obligated. They are obligated. Like
Mm-hmm.
I am your employee. I'm insured by you. I come here and I bring you millions of dollars to wear your name on my back, even though it is a privilege to play in the NFL. Still, people are tuning in to watch me run hard at another man. And if I can do that for a year, for 6 games, 8 games, 30 games, however many games, and we know your longevity in this league is not long, I want to be taken care of because I physically risk my body, my mental, because we know this is the mental is the thing that guys are losing and taking them out of this life. They're losing it. Like if you look at what's his name, Chandler Jones.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, he loses. He's doing some
Okay.
weird stuff.
So if you look at some of these things, I feel like the league, yes, needs to compensate these guys, and that's why these guys are fighting for these contracts and this guaranteed money because it's not their well-being is impacted every single time they step out on that turf. It's just like we step outside or we, with your job or your job, like there's a risk. There's a significant risk. And I definitely want to be compensated for it because I'm not going to be able, I can work 30, 40 years at my job. They have I don't know what the average year of an NFL player is.
4 years.
4.
Yeah.
2 now. It's 2
That's
now.
a long time.
And to D's point, as a veteran, I'm speaking from experience from coming in the military. When I risk my life every day, going over there, people going to war, people getting shot at, people getting shot, bodies parts blown off. You out there sleeping in foxholes every night, wondering if something gonna crawl up on you, bite you, or somebody else gonna come up on you and shoot you. You know, so I mean, you out there in harsh elements, you out there in different environments and stuff like that. It's not easy. And I mean, you get these veterans that serve and come back home and they can barely get health care. They can't get seen. They homeless. They can't get any kind of like government assistance. And it's like I don't really understand it. You got people that went over there and risked their life, you know what I'm saying, for this service with the name across the chest, with the uniform on and all that, representing the government. In this instance, these people are representing this organization and representing a team in particular. So with that being said, I agree. They need to be compensated.
And it's for entertainment.
I'm with y'all.
You working for the government, for the country, right? The greater good of the country. These guys are for entertainment, so people can sit in front of their TVs, eat chicken and pizza, and they can put advertisements and they can put betting opportunities on television. This is for entertainment.
What kind of compensation you think they should
look?
have?
This hold on. Before you go in, let me just say this real quick, right? I'm with y'all. My teacher and them, I'm glad they got their money. You feel me? I'm glad they got their money. But this is what I'm saying. The NFL, they're in the business of making money. They're not in the business of taking care of guys after they played. Y'all sign contracts, man. And I'm pretty sure, I haven't read an NFL contract, but I'm sure it's something in that contract that protects the NFL. And they still sign that thing. And I believe some of them don't read it because them contracts be long. And I know they're not sitting there reading it. You feel me? So they just sign that thing. So I'm saying, just because my teacher and them, you feel me? Shout out to him. I hope you're still alive, bro. But my teacher and them, they put this thing together, this concussion situation, and that caused the NFL to go another direction. That's didn't help the current players. It made it worse for them. Made it worse for them, and really the defenders. Like, come on, James Harrison couldn't play today.
That's why guaranteed money is such a big deal these days with these contracts. I don't know.
Shout out to my man that got a 700 million, man, in baseball.
Yeah,
right.
I don't know how much is enough to compensate a guy from going out there risking his life. I mean, you even saw you saw what happened to DeMar. Like, Hamlin last year. Like I don't know what compensation is like for.
But they signed on to that. They signed for that. They signed for that. They know the possibility.
Yeah,
right?
we know the risk.
But the
right?
thing is, you choose that. You choose what it's worth. You know,
Yeah,
a lot of
you know
times,
the
a lot of
risk.
people now are saying like it's not worth it. You got players, even like players like Lawrence Timmons. A while back, even when that movie Concussion came out, he said, "Man, I would like to still be fully functional by the time I get to an older, guy." So I think he did his 3 years and got out the league, and now he's investing in stuff a lot more than what I'm saying. Well, he used what he got in the NFL to now live a civilian life, but he chose to kind of make that decision after saying something like that, and after realizing that every play banging heads is going to eventually make me a vegetable,
And so I do want to get into. I want to get into the Kenny Pickett. He's practicing. How do y'all feel about Kenny Pickett practicing? And does that change your mind on who could start on Sunday? Whether it be Mason Rudolph, everyone was cheering for Mason Rudolph, and now he's supposed to be getting the start. How do you feel about that? And what do you think the chances are that Kenny Pickett gets the start?
Everybody that was in the stadium. Everybody that was in the stadium with her.
I wasn't cheering for him.
Y'all know how I feel about y'all. That was younger.
I guess the question is,
for whatever reason,
does the organization still want to make the playoffs?
Nah, sit down. Ain't no sense of.
I'm saying the organization. I'm saying the organization, not me.
No, I get it. I get it. But as a fan and as a somewhat of an aficionado of the team, I think that it behooves them to just sit down. They don't have the tools. They don't have the keys to kind of even make it. Even if they did bring Kenny Pickett back, the defense isn't good enough. Why even like waste Kenny's recovery time? That could just be extra time. He could be recovering, getting in the books, watching film. They can be working on getting another veteran quarterback to like back him up, to kind of give him the motivation and some guidance that he needs. They could be working on other things besides trying to like get him back in the game to try to make a fake playoff push for what? For what?
I say
look, Mason has an opportunity to try out for his next team. That's how I see it. That's how I see it. Whether it's a tryout opportunity for his next team, this team to me offensively doesn't have an identity. And even if they made the playoffs, I think I said this last week, unless they play an AFC North team, I don't see them going any further because they have to contain a team under the 21 points, and we saw them struggle to do that all season long. So I don't even, and playoff wasn't even in my mind last week. It was just win this game, and it's just win a game. Playoffs are not in my head for this particular team because I don't see them scoring the necessary points it is to succeed in that type of space.
Hey, how about we put in how about we put in Trace McSorley? What's up with him? Try Trace McSorley. You ain't got nothing else to lose at this point. We already know what Mitch's going to do. We already know what Mason going to do.
I feel like they're going to they built Mason confidence. I think this is one team that they really want to push confidence, right? If you're going to be our guy, look, let's juice you up. Let's have you taking your first team reps. Let's get you in there. They're always going to put the confidence in a guy.
Confidence. They showed him how confident he was when they put him in at the end of the game last game and in the Colts game. They showed how much confidence they had in Mason Rudolph by putting him in at the second to last drive.
Or they were just done with Mitch. I don't know. Like I said, I didn't see it, so I don't know. I at the time I didn't know how many interceptions he had. Was he just like not complete? Like what was it? Was it just like the game was so far out of reach? It was like Mason, just go ahead in there. And
it was the fact they was kind of like reaching and like trying to like find something.
It was a waste of time.
Yeah.
So I mean, they were mad because Mason didn't get in, and now y'all mad because he got in at 3 minutes. I'm not saying y'all.
I'm mad he's on the team.
But like
facts, I'm mad he's on the team.
Why is he even on the team? What's the point?
People was cheering for him
in the stadium. The only people who was cheering for was in the stadium with you.
I know those people. I know that.
People were cheering for him. And then they're going to be the same people that boo him if he don't do well.
Absolutely.
Maybe not. Maybe not some people. We'll leave it at that.
Please.
Trash mix on
Please. These fans turn
certain fans
so quick.
Certain fans won't turn on him.
They were
because
they gonna turn
because
on
he
him
allegedly said a word.
Exactly.
Kenny was literally this close to getting turned on, and some people have already turned on Kenny. Kenny is like if he would have had another bad game, them people would have turned on him as well. They already started flipping.
I'm talking about
I'm
not talking about.
They already talk about we need to draft somebody. Oh, you seen the media had said, oh, you know what? I thought Kenny Pickett was the guy. I don't think he got no more. They need to get a quarterback. These people will flip on you so quick.
Certain people.
I saw Kenny's film like from practice today. Sit down, Kenny.
Yes,
you're not making it. You're not making it this week, bro. Just relax.
What did you see that said no, sit down?
I wouldn't even let him warm
when
up.
I saw Mate do his rep, and then I saw Kenny do his rep. Yeah, I was like, nah, Kenny, sit down. You need another week.
He looked like he was walking gingerly, like or anything like that. Like, what was it? Was it just the arm strength?
I don't know. It looked like he tried to put effort in it. It wasn't like George Pickens in his drill. It was more so like he tried to put in effort. It just wasn't like, yo, he hurt. He looked like he hurt. It's like, look, man, you already don't take offense to this, Kenny. You're already kind of fragile, bro. Like, we don't really need you to go out there and get broke again, bro. Like, we don't need that. We don't need that. Just get healthy,
because
bro.
People didn't realize Kenny was on an injury report before he even got injured with an ankle injury. So that week we got injured, he was in practice with an ankle injury on the injury report. So, hey, he wasn't 100% healthy going into the game.
Sit him down.
So we'll see. We'll see here. It is a divisional game, and so we'll go into that. I know we spent a lot of time talking about a bunch of different things. We'll go into the matchup while we had some time here. The Bengals. Jake Brown is out here cooking. Okay, he has developed some chemistry. They don't have Jamar Chase. Who's the other guy they're missing? Is it Reader?
Higgins just came back.
Yeah, Reader. They're missing Reader.
Yeah, so they're missing Chase. They're missing Reader. We can't stop nothing because we are missing Minkah Fitzpatrick. We are missing KZ. We got to rely on Patrick Peterson, Levi Wallace, JPJ. Elijah Riley might be back. We're still struggling in the secondary, and I would love to hear what you guys think can happen on Saturday. Not Sunday, but Saturday.
To that point, my keys to the game are controlling the line of scrimmage, getting good pass rushes, making Jake Browning make those elite throws. I think to this game, I'd rather see Joe Mixon all game than Jake Browning and Tyler.
They want to bomb the Higgins or Boyd or whoever.
Yeah, like I don't want to see Higgins and Boyd all game. I would rather see them running the ball 20, 30 times and us probably like having a problem either stopping that or like getting with them just because it's a division game. So I'll take the chance with Joe Mixon. I think that they got to switch up their play calling offensively. And I really think the determining factor in this game is going to be special teams. The special teams step up. We need some returns. We need some field goals. We need some blocks. And if we can control the special teams, I think we'll win this game.
Dane?
I think the Bengals going to air it out.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have.
Why not exploit the secondary? It's weak. Why not?
They got Higgins, they got Boyd, they got Chase. Like, who's going to stop that? Unless Watt and Highsmith.
Well, Chase is not there, by the way.
Chase is not there. Okay,
he's not playing.
That's a little.
That don't seem to matter.
It don't matter. It doesn't matter. Let's be clear.
Any team has always been next man up.
It's not like we can stop the run either. So Mixon can run for a couple of hundred. But
and Mixon is still a pass threat. So they can still dump the ball off to him. So
I don't see us winning the game anyway. But I just have no answers for this team. I don't know how they can stop it. I don't know how they can stop them. I would try to run the ball, obviously, but are they going to run the ball? Is the offensive line?
It seems like Jake Browning is getting rid of the ball in a timely fashion. So I mean, our pass rush is our pass rush. It's our best line of defense, and when they can't get there, we struggle.
I just don't. I don't have a feel for this game. I don't have a feel for this game. I don't think we're gonna win, but I don't have a feel for this game. I really don't. I don't think there's no keys what we can do to win a game. There's no keys because they're just better than us right now.
You gotta spy
score 21 points.
instead of rushing that D line. Just spy. Just had 2 or 3 spies on the line. Since y'all not gonna be able to get him, he gonna let the ball go in 2 seconds anyway. Just spy. That way, if anything short, you can get him, and then you'll have cloud coverage.
I will play man coverage and blitz all game.
Man, you gonna get beat over top.
Yeah, all the time.
What
about Kev? You quiet over there. What you got?
I don't know, man.
This is where I'm at, right? I like J-Rock, you real informative. I like how you put things together.
No question.
Right? But I'm past that now, man. Like, I want the guys to come out there and play like they like. I don't want to watch this game and feel like I want to win more than they do. Because I'm telling y'all, I would turn this game off. You feel me? I would turn it off because like I would feel like I'm wasting my time at that point. I don't want to watch the game, and I matured a whole lot in my Steelers fandom years. You feel me? I matured a whole lot. I used to get real mad. I used to probably want to go outside and do something. But like as a grown man now, you know, I look at it. I just want guys to want it. If y'all don't want it, they don't want it either.
Right.
Forget it.
They didn't want it last week.
I just want the guys to come out ready to play, man. And we can win, we can lose, but if y'all got to fight, all right, man. Like that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at.
Have you seen that the last 3 weeks?
Nope.
So they're gonna show up all of a sudden Saturday. To me, this team is lost. They're lost.
Possible.
They're done.
I think it got to the point because you hear
Saturday was the day.
A whole lot of quotes out there. It's a whole lot of quotes out there. Jalen Warren say what he would have done if he was George Pickens. You got old players that don't come no more. You got old players that don't come around no more. You feel me? And I ain't gonna hold you. And you know, D, you probably can speak to this. But ever since Franco passed, I haven't been hearing or seeing any old heads come around. It kind of was like, yo, F this, like y'all on your own. I'm so used to seeing like alumni come to the practice. A lot alumni come like to the games or to like definitely
at the games. I will say they at the games now. I've seen a lot of alumni.
That's because they invited.
All right.
They're invited.
Yeah, right. They come to the games.
Let me not say the games. Practice.
Coming on their own.
Practice. I know Franco was going a lot. You feel me? But it's like when Franco passed, it seemed like, yo, who else be coming? Like who else come to these practices or whatever? But it seems like it's a big disconnect from the old heads that's supposed to pass the still away to the young guys. But it's like
the young guys don't.
I don't know, man.
The young guys don't.
I think the young guys can hear it. I think they can, man, because there's other teams in the NFL with young guys, and they're not acting like this. You know what I mean?
You have to have the leadership for anybody to listen. If they don't trust your leadership, they're not going to follow.
The offense doesn't have that though.
No, that's the problem.
I feel like the offense is lacking that. You got
as much as I love Ben, he can't be that guy.
There's nobody on offense to lead that team. Nobody.
And I feel like
Ben can't come back and teach these guys.
I think the thing about it is they tried to make Najee the honorary team captain probably like a couple years ago, like when he first came in.
He too soft.
And Tom was speaking about, oh yeah, we're gonna hand the ball out to him, and kind of let him take people under his wing and beat it. But he kind of fell back into that role,
right.
and he's sinking in more. Is even now that the last past couple of years he has not been as productive, and now he has to share his time with Jalen Warren. He's not stepping up and being no like calling the shots, captain, leader, and he don't have no guaranteed money on the table. It's a business, like right. Kev was saying, as far as like the NFL, it's a business, man. I mean, I'm gonna be in the best mind of making money for myself. So I mean, I kind of understand it, but then I don't.
To me, I felt like Najee has done some of the more leader-esque things, whether you see it on the field or not, but on the sideline, I feel like he has been more of a leader on that offense than others.
I can agree.
Yeah. So
I
just
think
off of
they pulled. I think they pulled that leadership or captainism, whatever, from Najee, just to force Kenny in the team's face. It was like, yo, you could have kept Najee as the captain of the offense. You could have kept him there. Granted, Najee not playing the best that I think he can play.
Well, forget the titles, right? Forget the titles. It's what are you doing? How are you commanding
the titles? Can help.
How are you bringing the team together? How are you? Forget the title and who goes out for the coin toss. I don't care about that. I care about when you're on that sideline, how are you corralling the troops to get y'all on the same page? That's what I care about. How are you looking at the playbook and saying, how can we get better? What can we do? Let me work with you. Let me work with you. I heard Mason Cole and Najee Harris got together during the bye week to work on stuff. That's what I heard. I didn't hear about nobody else. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm just saying, I want to know, what are you doing to make this team better? I don't care what kind of label they pulled out of a hat and gave you. What are you doing?
Look, today's athletes want everything. So those labels, like I don't know. And this is maybe just me throwing something in the dark.
Yeah.
But taking that captain away from Najee, I see a different guy. These new athletes is different. They want awards. They want in-season awards. They want everything. Like George Pickens, I'm giving him some leeway because he had these issues in college. Same way with Joey Porter. You feel me? I'm like, they had certain issues in college. Like one is attitude, one is like with Joey Porter Jr., he's handsy. So you watch his college tape, be like, oh yeah, he's gonna get pass interferences a lot early in his career. So I knew that. But George Pickens, he had attitude problems or whatever. He didn't know how to take losing. Think he was with Georgia. They're not losing. So he don't know how to act right now. He's still young. Does he got to get better? Hell yeah, he got to get better as far as like how he approach things. Because once you're not putting in the effort to go make a tackle on an interception, because Duke could have ran it back, and they're gonna look at that tape, and the OC, they said that they addressed it. He had to stand in front of the team and address it or whatever, right? But I give him like he a young bull, whatever. He gonna get it. But it's like these guys nowadays, they want everything. So that title, taking that away from Najee, probably hurt his heart. It probably hurt his heart. Like, I
don't know about all of that. What I'm gonna say is, just wait. I don't know about hurting his heart or anything like that. But I'm gonna tell you this:
we're gonna have to get him up here.
I said on, I think I said on Twitter. Wait till all these iPad babies, all these young boys that grew up on iPads all day get into the NFL. Wait till these iPad babies get in the NFL and they're running the NFL. For the next 10 years, y'all are really going to see some entitled men and kids and whatever you want to call it. Wait till these iPad babies get in the league, and we're going to come and have a conversation about how they don't want to do this. They don't want to do that. I don't want to play here. I don't want to do this. It's coming. It's coming. Please, best and believe the league is about to change into a whole different group of entitled men. Because look, I watch these kids every day. I have a young sister.
To answer your question,
who?
He says, can Tomlin handle that? Yes, he can.
He ain't doing it now.
You'll see. Starting next year.
No,
starting next year.
They need
he's not doing it now because he's just realizing now that his way is not working.
Start knocking their heads off in the locker room.
But look, start now. You don't have to wait.
See, and it shouldn't. It's like,
George Pickens. You're not playing this game.
Look, you have to low key.
That's it.
Yo, this is week 16 now.
You're not gonna bench him.
What do you mean you're not gonna bench him?
Nah, that's not. Look, because look, if we bench him, right? This is the NFL. This ain't college or high school. You feel me? Where you can bench a guy and be like, yo, we got a whole bunch of people that can probably take their spot. This is the NFL, man. You starting for a reason. That person behind you might not be good at all. You feel me? Like you have to win. You have to try to win, man.
And the reason why you don't bench him, even if he's that big of a problem, you bench him, you're sending an alarm to other teams when you may possibly try to trade him. So you don't bench him.
Right. Okay, quick question. Your teacher that you was real close to, that you were speaking on earlier, was he like a mentor to you?
Yeah, because I was. Yeah, he was.
Okay, he was like a mentor for you, and you felt the way about him because he earned your respect, right?
Yeah, but I'm
So
a little
that
different,
is
man.
that.
I'm not like these kids today, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
but I get that.
That's
I
listen to
get
my
that. But I'm
elders.
just saying, like that is
I
the
grew up
key
that way.
to
I
getting
listen to
these
my elders.
players to do what they need to do. You have to earn their respect. They have to be able to be in the mood to receive it, and you have to be in a position to demand it. And if you can't do either, there's going to continue to be there. It don't matter whether you change this head coach, this coordinator, this player, substitute, whatever system.
You got to earn Pickens respect.
The respect has to be there.
Absolutely.
You have to earn Pickens respect.
Yeah. I think that you should because
let me say this.
I'm with you into that part. Pickens too young. Like he got to fall in line. Pickens got to fall in line.
Oh, Lord. I don't want to get back in the Tomlin debate, but Dave's gonna say this is Mike Tomlin.
This is not no rookie coach.
I say that because he's not going to respect you if you don't think that you're going to have the ability to coach him to win or to put him in a certain manner. As I was asking my man Kevin about his mentor, he probably wouldn't have had that revere for him had he not held himself to a certain standard. He respected him because he demanded that respect. Now, granted, Kevin had to be in a position to receive it and reciprocate it, but he also had to like show care. Like, look, I'm probably not about to like talk down to you like a Doug, or if I talk to a certain type of way, like my coach used to always tell me,
Dog, y'all. I know y'all ain't hear the Baltimore accent. He said Doug.
Yeah, I heard that.
Look, I got clips on the internet of me and his class, so you can see what type of mentor he was to me. For me, I got clips on the internet. You feel me? Me just wilding in his class. So my coach
used to always say, look, if I mess with you, if I F with you, I F with you. Like if I mess with you, I mess with you. Like if I get on the field, we on the field, and I don't be on your butt, like telling you what you should be doing, what you should not be doing, and not giving you no slack. I really don't don't care about you because you're not gonna get no burn anyway. You're gonna be sitting on the bench. So like with that being said, like I had to earn that from him. He had to earn my respect as well. If the respect goes both ways, and once you had that respect, the people were going to play for you.
I look at the 49er coach, right? And he says, and I read this, if you don't get with the program, you're not going to play. You're not going to be on this team.
I can go somewhere else.
And what are they doing?
I can go somewhere else.
He's just like his dad. He's just like his dad.
What's their record?
He's just like his dad. Pick somebody else.
You can go to another team, but what's their record though? What are they
How
doing?
many Super Bowls Kyle Shanahan won?
Come on now. Come on. How many Super
Bowls? How many Super Bowls did he win? You're under arrest.
But what is Mike Tomlin doing?
No, I'm asking you a
question.
How many Super Bowls has Kyle Shanahan won?
0.
And he went too.
And
he been there. He been there. Why his teams ain't ready? Why his teams ain't showing up in the Super Bowl?
Why is Tomlin teams not showing up?
No, I'm talking about Kyle Shanahan, sir.
They don't respect him. That's why.
What's his record?
Why Kyle Shanahan? why he get to the Super Bowl
with a rookie quarterback?
Why is he just okay with being mediocre and getting to the Super Bowl and not winning?
But you know better now. You know he's not mediocre. You know that. You can't win that point. He's far from mediocre. You know that.
Mediocre for him is what? Getting in the playoffs and not winning the Super Bowl.
No.
Right? That's the Shanahan way right now.
No.
I have no other.
Hey, Jack.
He was 11-3. They're 11-3.
You can be as close as you want, Jack.
That's fine. We were 11-0.
You can be as close as you want, Jack. It's only one Super Bowl winner.
Coaching that team.
Didn't get there. Kyle Shanahan didn't get to the Super Bowl last year.
Who was coaching that team?
What?
Who was coaching that team?
His team fell apart on him. Any given Sunday could be your day, could be your last.
They always falling apart. Why they always falling apart?
I had to get on my Ravens.
Let me ask y'all something real quick.
They love to live in that 14 years with Lamar. They love people. Patriots
let me ask y'all a question.
16-0 fan. Yeah, when the Patriots went to the Super Bowl, but guess what? They lost, and it don't matter what your record is. If you don't win the chip, it don't matter. You can go to the playoffs. It don't matter if you don't win.
Go ahead, Kev. What's your question?
Exactly.
We're gonna wrap it up after that.
Let's get to the playoffs first.
This is my question to y'all, and I don't know how y'all give it up on this show. You feel me? I think it's my third time on here. You feel me? We do things a little different. You feel me? But I'm just asking y'all a question. Rashard Mendenhall. Y'all know what he said. You feel me? We know. How do y'all feel about what he said?
CTE overload. He got to sit down somewhere, man.
We don't want to talk about it. We don't want to talk about that.
Hey, we gonna talk about that on Friday. You feel me, Mitch? Hey, Mitch.
Only because to me, it's like the guys in this league are like the cream of the crop out of college for the most part. We know unless you're the New England Patriots of old, your team is gonna have certain guys at certain positions that are really good at things. I think the New England Patriots were probably the whitest team I've ever seen be successful over the period of time I've been watching football, and that's just that's from offensive line to tight ends, everything. I felt like the New England Patriots D-line offense, they were probably the whitest through the whole
yeah.
But
Rashard
I really feel like it's just divisive, and there ain't no black kickers in the NFL. There ain't like what else? What?
I think it was kind of just like I think it was really kind of
Rashard Mendenhall. I feel bad for him. I feel bad for Rashard Mendenhall because you gotta think this man wake up.
He's the same dude that said it was Ben Roethlisberger's fault that they lost the Super Bowl and not his. When so what are we doing?
The only thing I really remember from that Super Bowl is Nick Collins getting the pick six. I don't even remember the fumble like that. That pick six, I was like,
I
come on, Ben.
How did you not remember the fumble?
I remember both
because of Big Ben's turnover. But I'm saying, I don't even remember that Super Bowl together. I was drunk out my mind watching that game to the point that people walked up to me and was like, yo, Kev.
Drunk?
You're not mad. Your team just lost the Super Bowl. I'm like, yo, just give me another drink.
How old
bro.
were you? I was barely old enough to drink.
I was 18, but come on, man. I was grown a long time.
All right. Before we get indicted, let me go ahead and get off of here.
But yeah, Rashard Mendenhall, I hope this continue to write because Ballers was a great show. You feel me? That what you said on a tweet or whatever. It's a good conversation for the locker room. You feel me? I like how Pat McAfee and them had that conversation. It was hilarious because you can have that conversation. I think a lot of people
you could make it fun. I feel like
wrong way with that.
JJ Watt did it well. A lot of guys took fun at it. I didn't participate in it. J-Rock, my little twist I had on it. But I think it can be fun, but at the same time, look, there are so many talented guys that are on teams and actually sitting at home on the couch that we could talk about all day. But I want to appreciate you guys for coming on and spending time with me today and talking about our beloved Pittsburgh Steelers. We're running out of weeks, but I hope to continue to do this. I hope we come back next week as we prepare for the Seattle game and talk about what happened in Pittsburgh against Cincinnati on Saturday. Make sure y'all tune in at 4:30. And I want to do around the room, J-Rock, let everybody know, because you just did a AFC North podcast yesterday. Let everybody know where they can find you. Kev, I know you have one as well. And then Dane will go to you last to show everybody where they can follow you and your pitch to find the Pittsburgh Steelers a new coach. So go ahead, J-Rock.
Yes, man. Like I said, my name is Jeremy. They call me J-Rock, man. But you can follow me on social media at J-Rock the Potty Math. I was on, like D said, on the AFC North Talk AFC North Talk podcast, and I also do my own podcast called After the Whistle. But like I said, it's all on YouTube. You check me out, and follow me there.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, man. Man, Stills for 7 podcast, man. We normally have a show 3 times a week. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to VSN, big VSN. I ain't shot that out, man. That's my network right there. We more than sports, you feel me? We got a whole lot of shows, man. Shout out to all my VSN people, man. But yeah, Steelers for 7 podcast. Follow me everywhere. You know what I mean? I just uploaded something on TikTok. I looked at the numbers. I said, this shit is almost had 1 million. I'm like, oh, okay. TikTok is different. So TikTok ain't different. But yeah, man, Steelers for 7 podcast everywhere, man. YouTube, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, you name them. You know what I mean? Steelers for 7 podcast is there.
That's dope, man.
Go ahead, Dane. Mr. We're about to call him Dame Khan. Dame Khan. He's gonna go out there and find us a new coach.
Hey, much respect for y'all doing your podcast, man. Much respect for that. I'm not on any podcast. I'm just doing my thing, Twitter here and there. But yeah, I'm a low key kind of dude, so I don't do any podcasts too much. So
we appreciate.
Dame, I got a question. Dame, you a cop?
Yeah.
Damn, you hit it on the head.
If you wasn't a cop, I'd be like, yo, where you get that name from? But
so that's what's up, man. And then we did. I just want to highlight some people did say to J Rock, thank you for your service. So I did want to highlight that. Shout out to the vets out here.
Definitely.
And so yeah, but thank you guys again for coming on and just making me find joy in a week where it was really hard to find some light. And thank you for filling me in on things that happened in the second half of the Pittsburgh Steelers game. And if you're there on Saturday, I want to say Sunday so bad. If you're there on Saturday, catch me Saturday, the last home season game of the season for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't care what you think could happen. This is it. I love my guys. I really do. I'm gonna stand there in the paint one last time. Dang, are you going to the game? You know if you're going? We'll talk about it. You don't got to answer that right.
But I got a prediction though.
Okay, what's your prediction?
I think we're scoring over 20 points.
Who?
Steelers.
Okay.
Sound like an owl.
Right so far, right?
Hey, show me love.
Hey,
I'm the GOAT. I'm the GOAT.
We're gonna lose. We're gonna lose.
Okay. You got an
L.
L.
You coming to the Ravens game?
I'll be at the Ravens game. I think I'm almost sure I'm going to the Ravens game.
I mean, I live like 15 minutes away, so yeah.
Right, exactly.
I'm right. But we're gonna lose 31-20, something like that.
Oh gosh.
You say you live 15 minutes away from Cincinnati or from Baltimore?
Baltimore.
Yo, Jack, I want my fade, yo. You're not gonna be using that N-word. Yo.
All right,
not
okay.
You feel me? I want my fade.
Jack is back with the mediocre. That means it's time to go. Do y'all have one? You want to give a score prediction, Kev?
Nah. No? I need 2 more days.
Okay, you need all the time. I feel you. I'm there too. Jerry,
I'll go hard. I'll say 28-26 Pittsburgh.
28-26. Oh, well over 21. I ain't there yet. Yeah, I need another day or so. All right, y'all. Have a great night. I will talk to you later. And be sure to share. If you enjoyed it, share with your friends. And I'll be back next week, y'all.
God bless. Y'all
I'll definitely be back. This is dope, though.